Hello everyone, and welcome back to Mentally Tough Coaching, where I'm giving coaches the knowledge, the tools, and the confidence to teach the mental aspect of the game to their athletes, and in particular mental toughness. And in this video, I want to discuss self-talk. Self-talk is any dialogue that one has with themselves, either in their head or out loud. This is done when we're giving ourselves instructions, reinforcing something, or kind of just analyzing our feelings. Self-talk is beneficial when it enhances self-worth and performance. However, negative self-talk can be a liability when it's distracting, disruptive, and if we interpret it as negative. With that being said, self-talk can obviously be either positive or negative. One type of self-talk that athletes can engage in is instructional self-talk. This is best used when an athlete is learning a new skill or changing bad habits. Instructional self-talk is done to help athletes remind themselves maybe the key aspects of a movement or a skill. For example, maybe an athlete is learning how to shoot a basketball. The athlete might tell themselves, elbow in, ball on the fingertips, flick the wrist, hold the follow through. This helps the athlete to remember the process of a movement and act it out. However, research has indicated that those who are highly skilled in a certain movement or skill actually have worse performance when using instructional self-talk. Another form of self-talk is motivational self-talk. The main goal for motivational self-talk is to amp up the athlete and maximize effort and persistence. Motivational self-talk is really beneficial in enhancing positive emotions and moods, and then enhance self-confidence and self-efficacy. A tennis player before a serve might say, I got this, I'm a beast, to kind of energize themselves. Using affective cues has also shown to be beneficial with self-talk as well. A research study done in 1975 looked at runners and their use of affective cues such as fast or quick. And what they found is that those runners who use those cues actually increase their speed. With that being said, self-talk can be very beneficial when it's used properly. Important tools to teach athletes are how to manage their negative self-talk. This can be done a couple of ways, but one way is through countering. Countering works well because it helps to refute that negative self-talk. It's really hard for an athlete to change a negative statement into a positive statement if they're still believing the negative statement. Countering is an internal dialogue that uses facts and reasoning to disprove the original belief. Countering is so powerful because it forces the athletes to work to identify facts that disprove their belief. Once an athlete understands that their once negative belief is just simply not true based on past successes, it can help to build back up their confidence. For an example, let's imagine a quarterback struggling to hit a fly route. Maybe they're overthrowing it, maybe they're underthrowing the ball. As a coach, you start to overhear the athlete saying stuff like, I'm terrible, I can never hit that route, things like that. This is when the coach can sit down with the athlete and help the athlete counter those negative thoughts. Bringing up past successes for that skill, whether that be in practice or competition, can be beneficial to help disprove some of those negative thoughts. Another concept that is beneficial with self-talk is reframing it. This is the process of looking at a situation that was once viewed as maybe a weakness or a challenge, and looking at it in a new light and maybe seeing it as a strength or an opportunity. Reframing can be beneficial because it's looking at something in a new light in more of a positive manner. I think reframing can be the most beneficial when used in a situation that we might be nervous for. Instead of focusing on the negatives, identify 2 or 3 opportunities that can come from the situation. Seeing positives in situations has shown to be beneficial to both our mental and physical health and perform at our peak potential. One other technique that can be beneficial is watching game film. Because of the advances in technology, game film is very easy to come by. As a coach, identify a sequence where an athlete's in peak performance or successfully completes a skill. With that athlete, have them recall different self-talk, emotions, feelings that they were experiencing before, during, and after their performance. This helps to enhance confidence and self-efficacy and helps the athletes to replicate the successful movement or skill. Watching game film is very beneficial because the athlete can actually visualize either a success or failure and what they need to do next time. They can practice their motivational self-talk and say, wow, I did such a good job. Or maybe they need to practice their instructional self-talk and say, okay, wow, I need to stick my elbow in, flick the wrist, hold the follow through. It's also important to note that self-talk is not one size fits all. What works for one athlete might not work for another athlete. What et al. In 2009 investigated self-talk and self-esteem. It was once thought that positive self-talk would be beneficial for those with low self-esteem. However, it was found that the athletes with low self-esteem that used positive self-talk actually ended up feeling worse off. The reasoning was due to the attention from the athlete being directed at statements that they just simply did not feel were true, such as, "I'm a lovable person." So have your athletes practice self-talk in practice and in competition, and work to identify what works for them. With that being said, that's all I have for today. Today we covered instructional and motivational self-talk and how to deal with negative self-talk using countering and reframing. If the video helped you, please make sure you drop a like, leave a comment with any questions, and please make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel. It means a lot to me. This is Mentally Tough Coaching, and I hope you have a great day.